and this is our plan of attack.
Banks have become an essential threat to our democracy. So consider this justice.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, the #1 listener-supported radio station on the internet. Please help support this station so this battle can continue forward. Revolution Radio!
Extendivite really works. Just listen to what some people have to say.
Several years ago, I was developing a very severe situation. I called it my flippy heart. It was doing not good things, and I did not want to go to a medical doctor because I just knew they would give me a cover-up pill. I didn't want to get onto that sort of thing at all. When I learned it was garlic and cayenne, and cayenne is a healer. It is a wonderful herb. I said, I think I'm onto something here. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be without it. It did wonderful things for me.
Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid. Call now. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Barbara Jean Lindsey is an internationally acclaimed psychic, spiritual healer, author, and founder of the online mystery school, Esoteric University. As the Cosmic Oracle, she is a conduit to the powers that be to answer your questions about your future self, past lives, current career, love. She shines light into the darkness to illuminate what was, what may be, and beyond. The readings and advice given by Barbara Jean Lindsey are for entertainment purposes only, should not take the place of any medical, legal, or financial advice given to you by a qualified professional, and are not a substitute for medical, legal, or financial advice. If you need a doctor, call a doctor. If you need to be expanded, call the Cosmic Oracle.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cosmic Oracle Show. We're doing this. Yay. Hey, Deborah Matthews, you are just in time. And it's all going to be fixed. That's our headers. We're working on it in the station, okay? So today's show is dedicated to Hawk for all the work that he's done to keep Revolution Radio on the air. And we're going to send him some love and some healing light. And for all that he does for keeping over 80 programs here on Revolution Radio up and going, along with all the volunteers and the producers, and keeping the lights on. And we're here on Revolution Radio really only because of your donations that keep us here. So we're an all-volunteer station, and know that every dollar you donate goes directly 100% to keeping the show on the air. And all you have to do is go to freedomslips.com, hit that donate button, and give whatever you can, $1, $2. Right now, we have $970 that we've collected so far this month, and we need $2,760 to have everything, so we're not in the red. So please give generously. Just go to freedomslips.com, hit that donate button, and give whatever you can. So, so we're just going to have a really good time tonight. If you're feeling something, it's because there is something that's going to go down tonight that you can have this interview later. If you're watching it later, it's good too, because we're going to kind of travel through all the times and through the dimensions and have an amazing interview with our guest, Shakara Tosha. And I want to tell you a little bit about her before I bring her on. She has a website. It's SHAKARATosha.com. I put that link in the chat on Facebook, because we are not only coming to you live on Revolution Radio in Studio B, but we're also on Facebook on Barbara Jean Lindsey Facebook Live as well. And so what you can do, you can check out Shakara's work at SHAKARATosha.com. That's SHAKARATOSHA.com. SHAKARATosha.com. Shakara Tosha is a star messenger, an energetic guide, a light language speaker, and an artist who offers various light language activation services. And we talked earlier before the show, and she has a special for all of you listeners through August 15th. So we'll have to make sure we ask her about that. So she inspires your lifestyle during these energetically shifting times. She's a creative inspirationalist of galactic service, assisting the rise of frequencies to higher dimensions with joy and creativity, bridging ancient wisdom and modern life, encouraging co-creators to remember their true nature, develop their unique soul expressions from the heart, and manifest the creative life of their dreams. So welcome aboard the show, the Cosmic Oracle Spaceship. Here is Shakara, and it's wonderful to have you here. How you doing this evening?
How you doing, Barbara? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
I got a little fan going in the background, so I want to make sure it's clear. I am so happy to be here and connect with you. I'm really feeling this vibration at a lot of levels. A lot of really amazing energy going on right now. So
you feel really that in your heart, do you?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm really honored to be on your show. So thank you very much for letting me share a little bit. And I just really want to say, I've heard about you for a little while, and I looked at your website and read a little bit more about your work and looked into your work more deeply, and it's just fascinating. Not only who you are and what you're doing and the fact that you're providing this service. I really want to honor that, to get these messages of lots of different people out. And I think that's what this time is about. We talk about the ascension time and everything. It can be very heavy sometimes, and I really appreciate your lightheartedness and your fun. You are fun. I love it. So, I keep telling people that I work with and people I connect with, this is a time of joy and a time of shifting some of these energies and everything. So I just really want to say that I feel your heart deeply, and I really appreciate who you are. So,
oh, thank you. I would have to say the same with you. I can feel your dedication that I know you've given up so much to do what you do as well.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact, so.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to share a little bit about that.
Journey. Maybe we'll start with your journey.
Okay.
For the last year and a half and how you got to where you are today. Were you always like this?
Yeah, I was born weird like this. Kind of came in like this. Really quickly, for the people that don't know, there's more information on my website, and I'm going to be rolling out, like I mentioned, some books and webinars and stuff about all these messages I've downloaded. And but I think it's important, when you're talking to someone to kind of know where they're coming from. So I just want to share this so people have an idea about me. But when I was born, my mom was an artist really quickly and, was a twin. So she and her twin would telepath all the time. So I just picked that up, and I was the baby of the family, and everybody was gone when I was growing up, and so I would just telepath all the time. This is how I just learned to talk, and I was very quiet kid, and now I'm just the opposite. All these messages are coming through very fast. So I have to slow down a little bit because I can feel these guides behind me. You know, they're each of us walk with guides. Each of us have beings that we connect with and our higher self and all these different dimensions. And, you know, they're all coming in right now, and they're really, they're around me right now. So whatever messages are coming through, this is for the people listening, and, you know, it's really for you. I have no idea what I'm going to say. It's just kind of spontaneous. This is how this goes. So, so the telepathy thing was always a big part of that. And my mom was an artist, and I basically expressed everything through art and sports. I was very athletic, and I was drawing at a very early age. I started drawing these even when I was little, 6, 7, drawing scripts and glyphs and messages in my drawings and paintings. And I was exposed to pretty much every medium because my mom started an art department with her sister, a community college art department. And so I found all these different kind of multimedia ways to express, even early film and video and dance and performance and painting and just everything, sculpture. And then fast forward, I went to art school, and then I went to New York City, and I had lots and lots of different experiences. I was there for about 35 years, started in an art gallery that represented the masters of the 20th century, and I was kind of hanging out with them when I was 17, you know, Warhol, et cetera, et cetera. It was just really pretty amazing time to be in New York. Because everything was really shifting at that time, and it was a very creative time to be alive. And then I got into web design, so I became a web producer. And of course, it's codes. I didn't put 2 and 2 together until recently. So I was writing early code, and then became a graphic designer, and then a project manager, and a web producer, that kind of thing. So, and I worked in lots of different industries. I had very senior positions at 2 big publishing companies, and you know, I had the New York life for a while. I was working at a Swiss bank for a couple of years. I was, you know, all graphics and web stuff, and a lot of media and communication companies and startups. And what was so interesting was to have this really amazing breadth of experience with all these different kinds of people and all these different industries. And I didn't understand why. You know, we don't really understand what these experiences are for sometimes in our life journey until they're done and we look back. And so I couldn't really piece it together, and I didn't know how my art fit in this. I stopped working for about 25 years. But this whole time I was having visions of sacred geometry and this kind of thing. So, you know, I'm sure everybody on this call has an awakening moment when something just kind of clicked for you. So I saw a symbol, and the symbol just kind of opened up a lot of past memories and started making sense, which was the flower of life. And I researched a little bit more about it and realized I had been drawing symbols, and then I started looking at star people, star nations, and this kind of thing. And I thought, wow, this is it. Everything that I started noticing and experiencing opened up memories that I had suppressed as a child. And I started remembering when I was little, these Arcturian beings, these star people, would actually come visit me in my room. They would take me to ships. I remember everything. I'm very, very conscious because fortunately I had a parent that didn't shut me down and said, you know, she said, go paint it. Just make art out of it. That's cool. You know, I'm going to go back and do something else. So I was, you know, really open to whatever I was experiencing. And I guess I keep telling people, I guess I made a big prayer to be of service somehow because they all started coming in. And here I'm in New York City, and all these experiences are starting to happen. And fast forward, I connected with this Lakota Chief Golden Light Eagle, which many of you may know, who is amazing. And I just felt a very deep connection with him. Went to a conference. He works a lot with symbols, 1111 symbols, 1212, 1313. And I saw those symbols. I knew them. I recognized them. And I said, you're my brother. You know, we're just connected. He said, you're my sister. And then I decided to visit him when he was in the Midwest, and my daughter and I ended up moving out here. So completely different change of life, from the heart of New York City to the southwest of Wisconsin, in this beautiful, beautiful area. And we started doing symbols work and sweat lodges and very, very deep dives. And I was going barefoot. I basically lived, pretty simply for about 2 years. And these star guides started coming in my dream time. So I would go to sleep and dream, and I would see messages and pictures and images and scripts really, really fast. And then I started getting understandings about them. And then at one point, after about a year, I started speaking this light language or star language because I had seen 2 people do it. I had no idea what this was. I didn't know about Arcturians or anything. And everything's just kind of opened up and started making sense again. And then what happened was they would come and I would see them in etheric form, or they started to show me how to shapeshift my vision, if you will. I guess it's psychic vision, up into other dimensions and be able to actually see them and communicate with them. And it started with these Arcturian energies, which are from Arcturus, star people, and a lot of different star groups. And then all of a sudden, these Egyptian Hathors, which I know you're very connected with, the Hathors came in, then all these divine feminine, Isis and Joan of Arc, and just incredible list of guides that I actually want to go over in a little bit. And the Shakti and the Shekinah and the Sophia. So all this divine feminine came in, and they would appear to me in energetic or etheric form, and every night download messages. I would wake up on these time codes, 333-444-555, and just start downloading on my, I was dictating on my phone half asleep, and every day there was like hundreds of bullet points on all these different specific topics. And each guide that would come in would start teaching me about things. I felt like I tapped into the Akashic records. I mean, it's just mind-boggling how much information started coming in. And then I started channeling this light language to people, and then at these conferences and everything. And that sort of evolved into kind of a multimedia performance. So fortunately, I integrated it back in with my art. So I'd have slideshows going while I was playing music, and I would stream basically live channeling a star language message, and then I would see these energetic patterns, like holographic patterns, and just relate whatever the topic was. So it was kind of very broad, and it's evolved now where I knew I needed to do something with this material. I'd written down all the stuff, and then I got a message, all of us that are connected with our guides, which are our higher self aspects, and basically any guide we tap into or choose. And I heard, leave everything. Just leave everything and go to Sedona. Everybody has the calling of Sedona, but the rocks in Sedona, there was a specific rock, in Boynton Canyon that called to me, and she said, come. Just come. You'll know what to do. You'll find your tribe. You're supposed to come and activate this area and bring these tribes of people together. And you get these kind of missions. And when it comes in this way, you kind of have to follow it. It's a heartfelt feeling. So
yeah, I've been to. I had something real similar in Boynton Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a same download with some star beings there. Which came down off the mountain just as clear as can be with their messages. So it's awesome. It's like, you got to go with it. It takes courage. So I do want to applaud your courage for,
thank you.
It does take courage to do this. It's not an easy thing.
I feel like I've lived about 10 different lifetimes, different personalities, but I realize they're actually all
you.
Right,
probably 100.
Probably 100, yeah. So this is what I started getting. What's so cool is these guides, when they come in, they're teaching me topics, but they're also upgrading me with this star language and these energies and codes, and they're also teaching me how to show other people these things. So I'm getting techniques about basically all these different topics that I just want to go over in a minute. But this journey has been so interesting because I really left everything and went to New York. I had a base, in the Midwest for about 5 or 6 years. And then I literally left everything and they said, start from scratch because you need to learn how to manifest whatever you need at the time that you need it. So I went from a lot of financial flow to nothing. And basically for the last year and a half, I've been going day to day and week to week because I've had to feel that experience.
Right. You have to walk your talk.
I was really, there were days when I was walking across the desert. I didn't know where I was going to land, what I was going to do. And, having had the other New York experience was like, people don't really understand. This was a huge shift.
Yeah.
But what happened was I started going on the land with a friend and, almost every day, way out. And we would do sacred ceremony and sing to the rocks and connect with the water. So it was really very much about nature that I'd always been, in touch with and see star people and get messages and stuff. So I started at Sedona and I'm so grateful for, all my helpers and friends who opened their doors because they knew that I was on this journey. And, there'd be exchanges, and that kind of thing. But I just really want to say, if anybody's listening, everyone that's kind of helped on this journey I'm very grateful. So I started there and basically just zigzagged across the U.S. I went up to Santa Cruz. I was in Blythe, California for all these conferences and ceremonies. So we did I'd meet with groups and then I'd be completely on my own for, a week or something, 2 weeks, and then I'd stay place to place with friends. So it was kind of a combination of things. I met lots and lots of people, thousands of people so I'm doing this movement on the land, getting totally synced in, meeting all these people, uploading, downloading this information while I'm getting, all these notes and kind of putting this together. So it was a real interesting kind of a walk or a dance. Then I went to Chicago. I went to Serpent Mound. So I found myself looking for mounds because I'm very connected to star people, Sasquatch, and that kind of thing that are connected with the mounds themselves and the very, very ancient lands, the rocks, the water, the trees, the birds, and then the star connections. So, throughout all this, I was doing very sacred water ceremonies with indigenous elders and grandmothers, especially, doing calling songs, sweat lodges, different kinds of indigenous, and ancient ceremonies, but also getting these really, really advanced, understandings about technology and our past and future star people. And then at some point, I decided I needed to integrate this stuff. It was almost too much for my body to handle. And I came back. I have a new partner who I love very much, who's, on a somewhat similar path, and we're really integrating, the divine union, however you want to call that, which is really helping me, get grounded, or ground in, I should say, to put these messages together. So the next phase that I'm working on now that I want to talk about is I started looking at these thousands and thousands of pages of notes. I mean, on every topic. And these guides came in and they said, now you're going to share it and teach it. And I said, well, I'm not really a teacher because I believe everybody, carries information. Everybody has their own personal experience, but everybody's putting information out about the ascension and vibration and that kind of thing. And they said the way you're going to do it is multidimensional, with the art and the music and videos and that kind of thing. And you got to kind of piece this back together. I almost felt like, the feminine Osiris putting pieces back together, that I've kind of gleaned or gathered. So what's happening now is, I'm looking at all these topics and just kind of wanted to touch on, who the guides were a little bit. And I wanted to touch on a couple topics and maybe a message or two and just let people know that this is going to come out in lots of, material, free and, books and that kind of thing. But I want to say a couple things, about, I'm just really moved by a lot of spirits a lot of souls want to talk through me right now. I want to share a light language message, because I think this is really the key. And I talk a little bit about light language or star language, and then just talk a little bit more about some of these guides and topics, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Let's just go with it. I just see you have a nice flow with it. Let's just keep going. You're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm not touching it. It's perfect. It's like,
okay. No, beautiful. Thank you. Well, it's not just me. It's me and lots of other me's. I guess.
Right.
It's all of us, and it's a collective, whoever's listening. So
we are one. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So this, I want to say this message, the thing that's interesting, and I want to talk about how these guides come in, they come in relative to who I'm talking to. So when I also offer, as you mentioned, these one-on-one light language sessions. So whoever I'm speaking with, the way they explain it on these one-on-one sessions is the person's higher self and their guides are talking to mine and my higher self and guides, and I'm just kind of delivering the message back to them in a way that will activate something about them. So I'm not doing anything other than sinking in or triggering a remembering of who the person is themselves. So everybody on this call has a energetic frequency signature. You're unique. You have had missions and gifts in many past lifetimes, and most of the work that's coming through is really about this ascension time. We've gone through many lifetimes, and now we're helping the planet, Gaia, that's a being of light, ascend to a higher dimension, but it's by an active choice that each of us is making. So how we're experiencing this ascension is completely personal. How we're putting the pieces together and making sense of it, putting meaning to it, breaking, behavior and thought and belief patterns is really, personal choice. And then we have each other to help. So you're a helper for me. I'm a helper for somebody else. It's a collective. And I feel I've been shown that each of us carry one of these seed codes of creation, these codes of creation. So that's what's really, really coming in and coming back. We're unifying again back into the whole, where, a lot of people talk about ascension as being a shift to a higher vibration. What I'm being shown and my guides are showing me is we are raising our physical vibration back to its original blueprint. Mm-hmm. At the same time, our star essence, or us and our higher selves, are coming down into the body. So when people talk about UFOs, ETs, I call them star people or star family because it's all relative. It's equal playing grounds. We're all on the same level. And people, yes, they're coming down. You can see a lot more ships happening right now, which is pretty phenomenal. They're making their presence known, but mostly they're coming down and through us. We are the star people. We are not just star seeds. When people talk about star seeds, we are star beings. We're beings of light in a physical body having this experience. So I just kind of wanted to share that perspective. And if I could just share a little light language message, because I think these carry codes of remembering, codes of activation. So our
listeners can just open up and receive, then what do they do as listeners? Do they have to do anything, right? They can just be here now and
be here now,
right? And open up and have an open mind and see where it takes you.
I think that's it. They will know there's a recognition every time I do this, and also every time I hear other people's light language. And if you want, you can close your eyes and just get in a really comfortable space.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
If you're listening later, you can also just close your eyes and it'll open you up, no matter if it's 10 years from now when you hear this. Okay.
Yes, we are imprinting energy in the etheric fields of forever time. How's that?
Exactly.
So the one thing I want to share also with light language before I speak this is to know that there's no direct translation. So some of these languages that come through me, and I speak many, many languages. Some people speak a couple. I know 2 or 3 people that speak a handful. But they're not necessarily literal. They're energetic. So try not to look. I just want to mention to the people that are listening, just listen for the feeling. And it's good to close your eyes and listen for the vibration of the feeling that comes through. And it feels like a couple guides want to come in and share their flavor of their languages.
Do you know who they are before they come in, or do you know? Can you tell us after, or who they are? Give us a little background, or
well, the one that I'm feeling right now is a kind of a divine feminine essence of the divine feminine aspect of the Creator. I know that sounds kind of strong.
You got
it. Which is actually in the same lineage or energetic vibration as the Shakti, the Shiva, the Shekinah. I'm told there's the Shakara is an energy form. That's why I was given the star name. It's basically an energy being of light. Kind of, some people may call it an angel, but it's like an Elohim or a very high being that moves energy. So, and there is a Sasquatch energy here. There's an Arcturian. Basically, my whole kind of consulting team.
Well, I have the people in the chat are really pulling for a Sasquatch.
I got it. I can see that. Okay. So also these languages that come through are kind of forceful, especially the dragon and the Sasquatch. So they might sound a little funny, but just feel it out in your heart. And if you resonate it with it, that's great. And just know that this is a message for you, whoever's listening. So I'll just channel a little bit, and then we can talk about some other things. Whatever you want to talk about. I'm totally open.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so this is probably a couple different messages that are coming through. I'm just going to say it in light language and star language. My spirit name is Shakara Tosha Washtewi, beautiful violet star woman. My star name is Shakara Tosha. Suputo la kaino wa shante isupatini no la kainto shine. Asakoto shimino la kaino wa shante du sakini du shingiro wa kaino wa shinte. Ni sakano shumanto la kainte du shimino wa sikite to shine. Anto aktano wa shumo du sikite to shine no la kaino wa shinte su katai to la kaino wa shante. Ano soko to shine no sama usuka ni shikata do la kina no I akten no shama no saka. Sikina no shama no sak ni do shinge do sa usaka no shante. Shekina. Ano no la kai no shumote sikina wa shonte ti sikiti to shi. Shana usuka toshi me mo sakaite sakai no shamo ne sikin no shinkete te duala kane mo sakai to shin no sa uncha chai san ka do shin no la kai no shante. That's Emmanuela, sister of Emmanuel, Jesus.
Wow.
Actu no shimo Sikina teacher shimo no la kino shango de sikino la kino ma to shinga mo sikito to shingino la kaino shamba do skin. Nisigine no la kaino shambati Arcturian. Akro mo kdin no saga na mama de ne wasa no mo sikite ne so suga skito do shika matina su mo Sigine no do it Sasquatch. There are many more that want to talk, but that's a little bit of a sampler.
Oh, wow. It resonates so high. To run that through your body, it takes some acclimation, or I just see that you're meant to do that, right?
I think
you are made to do it.
I was just born to do it.
Yeah.
There's two more that want to just they're kind of doing a greeting now, but there's two more that want to come through if I may.
I'm sure.
I'll just kind of keep them flowing. I told them it's an open network right now, so
let's do it.
So this I'll say the language and then I'll say the guide, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Unta aichba du shingi kala hutu shime usine achtane antola kuta shima tise akat du shime no sakai no shu hinsu shudu la kinte desa no mumu unta la kuno ushtikin tu shem. It's a dragon. Dragon Guardian.
Love her. Oh my God.
There's who else wants to step in here? Okay, let's see. Okay. Hathor.
Oh,
They sing.
yeah.
They sing. Okay. Shono walakai no washimen no wasi hanasu shimen walakai no washanesi ani shono walakai no washonosi hanasu I know I can shinasu inchumoto sai sikuti sei. That's Hathor. And many more. There were a couple in there.
So much love, and I can feel that love just permeates through everything.
So it's funny. It's funny with the singing. When I was a child, I was told by someone I couldn't sing, and I didn't. You know, it's amazing what programming we get there. And so I didn't. And then I asked these guides to open my throat chakra, because they do a lot of physical body work on me to kind of keep me, you know, intact in the physical. Right. I'm going up and down all the time. And this voice just came out. You know, and then so one of the last sort of missions I got was, once I compile all these words and images and glyphs and symbols and put it out there, then I'm just supposed to sing. They said, just sing the codes. Just sing the codes. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, it's really fun, and I feel, you know, my body is buzzing right now. I'm really hot.
I can feel it from here.
And it's just really fun. So what's cool, I want to touch on, you know, some of the messages that came through. Most of those were just greetings. You know, they like to make their presence known. And so a couple things. They really collectively want to share that they all work together, you know. So all these guides, you know, some people are connected to Saint Germain or Mother Mary or an animal totem, or you know, Sasquatch, different vibrations of star people. They all in these higher dimensions, they all understand and work together, but they just have different missions or different skill sets, just like us humans. And they talk a lot about this ascension time. What's interesting, when they come to me, they're talking about different understandings about the body system, about ascension, creation, manifestation, energy, light language, constellations, these union of the divine feminine masculine from their unique perspective. So that's what I'm really writing about now. Mm-hmm. Is you know, a certain, like a galactic spider, this white spider I work with comes in and she shows me how spiders, for example, have so many eyes, they can see things in so many different perspectives dimensionally. So when this guide, for example, comes in, she will show me through her eyes how spiders actually work, how they see, how they're connecting things, but on an energetic level, how they have no judgment because they can see things from a 360 perspective, and how they weave energy. So, and then an Arcturian will come in and they'll show me how they work with this blue etheric energy in the earth when they come down and visit, and in their body systems, in their ships, how they heal people. They're coming to many people in their dream time to work with the energies, basically electromagnetic energies in their body. You know, and then these divine feminine guides will come in and show me, you know, how this feminine energy of creation and movement of light, sound, and vibration works, and how it's moved throughout time, and how, you know, when people come in different dimensions and different timelines, basically kind of how that functions from their perspective. And then they're teaching me how to show people how to, for example, put your hands on the ground on the ley lines and work with the energies of your body, how to heal your body, how to manifest things in these higher dimensions. So what they're all telling me, the biggest if there's an overarching message in everything that's coming to me, at least right now, is this ascension time it's timeless. You know, in 2012 we shifted into already what was called the fifth dimension. What we consider the fifth dimension, which they explained to me is our body in physical form can vibrate and have a consciousness in the physical up to the fifth dimension. They showed me then about 2.5 years ago we've actually already shifted to the 13th dimension. So this has to do with the 13 zodiacs, including Ophiuchus, the 13 big constellations, 13 chakras that are opening up in our system. So we're accentuating these, elevating or vibrating, you know, as we're moving through this, what we feel is time advancing forward, but it's really not. It's in all dimensions. All the guides are here. All the dimensions are here. And, it's really about how, you know, why we're in this human form. You know, I'll just mention one other thing. The star people say, they've never been physical. A lot of beings have never been walking this planet. So, they say it's really an honor to be here. You know, we come in and we get programmed through lots of different programming systems and food and energies and teachings and understandings, to keep us in this, kind of intact, kind of half sleep state. But we all kind of knew this coming in. So what they're showing me very quickly is, they've taught me to share with people that we've chosen to be here at this time collectively. There's no coincidence because of the law of attraction and vibration. You and I are attracted because we are working with similar guides, similar things. You know, the tribes are coming back together. And this ascension time is really to realize and manifest our gifts in the physical, to be truly star people and truly physical, like go back to the original blueprint and then accentuate it somehow.
Right.
So, you know,
right. We're in a place that's never been before. So we were talking about this earlier. We're pioneers in this, really. Yeah. All of us.
Yep. And that's what's happening. These guys are basically, they came to me very extensively and then at some point stood back and I thought they disappeared or something wasn't quite right. And they said, no, now it's your turn. They said, you need to learn to do in the physical what we do, which is, you know, manifesting. How do you manifest a flower from your mind into your hand? There are people that are walking this earth now that know how to do that.
Sure.
How do you levitate? How do you open your consciousness in remote view in 3 different places and in the physical? Be conscious of the physical. How do you go up and down in starships and dimensions? How do you feel Mother Earth in your body, you know? So, I mean, it's a wild ride.
It is. And part of that would be the relationship with the Mother Earth, with our relationship with her. And I know that's significant in your heart. I can feel that from here and your work with that as well. And that's kind of the foundation, that feminine voice that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's, well, we're made up of Earth. We are part of Earth because we, in other incarnations, we've been her. We've been trees and rocks and stones and the breeze and, you know, and we're made up of elements.
Yeah, we have one of our people in chat, Robin Michelle Bush, says, I swam with the turtles when I lived in Hawaii, and they spoke of ancient times and forward times and a big healing.
Yes. There's a really interesting circle that's coming back together. The circle is the hoop, or the circle is healing itself on all levels, timelines, body systems, memories, whatever. So, you know, the Mayan calendar, for example, talks about these huge, you know, yugas or kalis of, you know, time of 26,000 years, and then it circles again, but it goes at another dimension. So, you know, what's actually happening here, a lot of water energies that people are feeling, you know, we're reliving the experiences of Atlantis right now and Lemuria that people have, forgotten about.
Yeah. I agree with you. With the water energy. I'm a firewalking instructor, and so for me, for many, many years, it's all about the fire. And now it's about the water. It's all about the water. So you're right on the pulse of the planet, it's the water.
So the water is one of the guides that comes to me as a being. It's almost like a plasmic, I don't know, I see him as like a ball of water. It's very interesting. Or when I touch water, I kind of in tune. These guides have shown me anybody can do this, and this is what I'm going to share, in this work, is how to raise your vibration so you speak at the level and the language. It's literally a language of the waters. And the waters have, I'm going to be writing half a book about the messages from the water. That they carry information. It's ancient. We're all stardust, but what makes us all star people and related to everything is water codes. I had the privilege of, I was so blessed to see Dr. Moto, like maybe 2 months before he passed in a very intimate, gathering. And he was starting to talk about how water is God. It's a God code or God seeds. And it's, besides carrying memory, it can, activate itself, so he, for example, was, I don't know why this is popping in. I guess he wants to talk or something. He was it was fascinating because his work that I'm not sure if he's talking about right now, but he was putting water over these Kabbalah symbols, for example, these Jewish Kabbalah symbols. And every single crystalline structure in that water had the imprint of that symbol. And it was just amazing. So it showed me it's not holographic like fragments. It really, the message that came in, was that that's the same with us. We're not fragments or aspects of creator. I call it creatrix, creator, creatress, because everything has a mother. Everything is created from, I think, the feminine. So we've all been feminine, masculine, et cetera, but this creative energy is the feminine energy. And, if you source everything back to wherever we came from collectively, we're just extensions of that. We're having our own unique experiences, but we are not only mirroring the creator. I guess this is the message that's coming in. We're not just mirroring the creator. We are, when we raise our vibration to the highest frequency that we can in our blueprint, in our body, in our joy, we're actually at that moment, sinking in completely with that energy. So it's not just, there's a way that you can feel it through a pranic tube in your body, but you can vibrate your codes of light that you actually can become crystalline. You shift your energy from carbon to crystal. You actually crystallize the waters in your body when you raise your vibration and sink in with these energies. So as people are doing these healing techniques and ascension, vibrations and meditation, yoga, whatever the practice is, it doesn't matter. But when you get in a high vibration, you sink into this energy that always was and always is, and then you get understanding. It's access. It's basically an access code. Yeah. So
before we move on, we have about 10 minutes till 5:57, and we have a request from Deborah Matthews. And she says, "Hi, Shakara. Can you ask the Bigfoot in Southern California?" And since I'm living in Southern California now in the San Gabriel Mountains, particularly the Bigfoot who I saw speak a message for us all in your Sasquatch light language.
So what's the question? I'm sorry, the Bigfoot that she saw?
Yeah, in Southern California. Can you tune into a specific Sasquatch?
Interesting. I don't know.
Try, huh?
Deborah, I can try. Deborah, you and I are connected energetically through the Sasquatch, so sure, I'll try.
Okay. And maybe, and if you want to tie up the water element too, it's and our bodies are mostly water, so. It's like you start to think about everything we've been told is so not true. So we need you, pioneers, to come in and tell us really you might try this, Well,
I think it's all truthful to you at the time and place that you're at. Mm-hmm. But I do believe, the Aboriginal people and indigenous cultures and people that are just really in tune with nature, vibration, and other dimensions understand what we're experiencing here in 3D is the dream time. What we're doing is walking into the real.
Yeah.
It really, really is the matrix. And so I usually tell people what you see on the outside is very, very different sometimes than what's under. So we're actually uncovering it. We're opening our consciousness, our pineal gland, and that kind of thing. So, anyway, yeah, this is what we're doing, and this is why we need each other, because each of us has stories, experiences, and visions and understandings that can help each other. But each of us are basically carrying codes. So I'll say a Sasquatch code for Deborah, and it's you'll pick it up however you want to interpret it. You know what to do with this, as I know you do. And this is sort of just an energetic message for everybody. So there are guides there. There are different tribes. Okay, Sasquatch really wants to.
I can do it now. You don't have a choice, okay? You do and you don't, right?
I'm learning to kind of temper it, shall we say? Okay. So, they say, okay. Okay, here goes. It's going to sing in more sa. Sikite du singi na mo so ka ni ne siki ne no mo jite ne sako de ji shi shuko si mama so o suko ta na no si ni sika ta chu singi ne sa ko mo sa mi sike de ne no ima ine ika et u sha ji ni ne ba singi de soko. Okay.
Wow.
So lot of messages in what I just said. So very quickly, for Deborah and anybody else who's listening, this message came through for Deborah with bands of information for everybody. So the message is that guy that's there is related to you. They are showing themselves in the physical form because you're opening up, and as you know, they're making a deeper connection with you. So, who that guide is, you have to ask them. You have to ask what their name is, what their vibration is, because they're related to you, what your relationship is. Just like when you meet a person, I can say, oh, Barbara's great, but until you make a connection with Barbara, you don't really know her. So there are ways to heighten your abilities to connect with Sasquatch and all these guides. So this is one of the things they tell me. When you go out in nature, okay, it's a lot of information here. Okay, what I do to connect with the guides, they shapeshift in and out of dimensions. They can be physical, they can be orbs of light. This is true of Sasquatch and all the guides, especially the star people.
Yeah.
They say, here's the message that's coming in. Don't look for us literally, because when you think they're supposed to look like they have been depicted, and same with star people, and they are star people, they're ancient star people, they're ancient humans and star people. You're not going to see them because you're not looking for the right thing. You're not vibrating at that right level. When you feel it from your heart, you have to connect from your heart. So there's a way to do that where you get in a heart space and a feeling. When you go into nature, say a prayer, say a song, give something of yourself. And they'll start to open up. They'll be attracted to that and want to come into your vibrational field. Then you can put your hand on a tree or a rock because they work with these tools. So it's almost like they have their own energetic tools. Like we have dowsing rods, sage, or whatever tools people use, to make the connection. But it's really important that the person does it themselves so that they can see. So they say don't look at things literally. So one of the things they teach me is to go out on the land, try to go out where there's no sounds, no human mechanical sounds. Get away from technology, and sing a song, or you can tone a song, or just feel a vibration. But start to look at everything around you with a different filter. This is about shifting into your multidimensional consciousness. So they can move freely in and out of these dimensions because they're not hindered by the physical body or the mind. And so, I mean, there's a lot. This is all coming out in the book.
Right.
Otherwise, I can't. There's no way I can share all this. But
right now,
it's really about innocence, truth, and purity. So what they're saying is, when you get in your heart of innocence, you will feel them. They will come to you. Same as the star people. See, people say, well, I don't speak light language, or I don't see star people. They're all around all the time. I see them. They come in and out. A lot of people feel them. But you have to, okay, so I found this note. They said, we're manifesting and demanifesting to you as your heart opens more. They're the lights. They're lights that exist in every aspect of your world. So you have to actually basically think of your body as billions of cells of light. We're just light codes. We're just photons of light. When you stop thinking of your body as the body as we know it, or as your person, or as your identity, or as your ego. You're not your bank account. You're not the clothes you wear. You're not your body in that shape. You can shape shift anything. When you get out of what you think you are, stop thinking so much.
Find yourself.
Find yourself and feel. It's a feeling. It's a heartfelt feeling inside. So
thank you. We are going to break.
Okay.
And that was so good. And when we come back, we have a quick question for you to think about from someone who asked, Jason Lawson, Shakara, can you explain the white Bigfoot? Is it a special race of Sasquatch? So
yeah.
After the break. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Definitely.
Thank you, Shakara. Thank you.
Feeling. It's a heartfelt feeling inside. So
listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. We'll be right back after this message.
That was so good. And when we come back, we have a quick question for you to think about.
Wadia will remain a dictatorship. Oh, be quiet. Why are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests.
Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time for Liberation Nation with Deacon John, where America comes to hear the truth.
I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try.
Ohio Exopolitics will be on from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Studio A. Mark Schneider will have guests on that will discuss many important topics, including the state of the world today. However, much of the show will be dedicated to the writings of Edward Albert Meyer. Let me read a short passage from one of his writings. Love is the highest principle of creation, and through it, everything exists in absolute logic. All of nature in its indescribable splendor is nothing but the love of creation, which is expressed visibly. The love of creation is everywhere, because without it, nothing at all would be able to exist. Please join Mark on Ohio Exopolitics from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Studio A.
It is no secret that the so-called mainstream media is best described as controlled propaganda. Countless news stories are either totally ignored or spun with half-truths, and because of this, essential facts and vital information are often compromised. Join Dr. Ott every Friday night on Studio B at 10 p.m. Eastern and learn why The Story Behind the Story was nominated for a Peabody Award in its second year of producing unparalleled broadcasting excellence in 1997. That is, if you really care about learning the truth.
Learn why. The story behind
transcending time and space. Let us take you to the place inside your mind where thoughts divide and mysteries unwind. Join us every Monday evening right here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you will catch the Fenton Perspective with our great host, Lorian Fenton. Come listen in as she shares her amazing stories from the past to present, along with all of her guest secrets to the future. That's the Fenton Perspective every Monday evening right here from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Revolution Radio. Oh, and you don't need to expect us. We're already here. Fenton Perspective with our great host, Lorian Fenton. Come listen in as she shares her amazing stories from the past to present, along with all of her guest secrets to the future.
Extendivite really works. Just listen to what some people have to say.
Several years ago, I was developing a very severe situation. I called it my flippy heart. It was doing not good things, and I did not want to go to a medical doctor because I just knew they would give me a cover-up pill. I didn't want to get onto that sort of thing at all. When I learned it was garlic and cayenne is a healer. It is a wonderful herb. I said, I think I'm onto something here. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be without it. It did wonderful things for me.
Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid. Call now. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host. Who express them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Cosmic Oracle Show. I'm your host, Barbara Jean Lindsey. Our first hour, if you missed it, you're going to have to see the afterwards, see the recording live here on Facebook, and then later, if you get the archives for $5.95 a month at Revolution Radio by going to freedomslips.com, you can. This will be posted up within 24 hours usually. So if you missed it and you feel like you just can't wait, you can go to freedomslips.com, Revolution Radio, and buy the records, I was going to say the Akashic records, but the archives of the show for a $5.95 a month, so as a donation. So please do that if you feel so inspired, and give a donation to help keep us on the air. We want to welcome back Shakara Tosha is an energetic guide and artist who communicates multidimensional light language and star messages received from various star guides to assist you during these energetic ascension times in the now. And that is what she has been doing. They have been just coming in. It's crowded. It must be crowded where you're at, Shakara.
A lot of people and energies here, definitely.
Yeah, well, welcome back, and
thank you.
And I think before, I know we're going to talk about the special race, white Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I've never heard of that before, so I'm looking forward to tuning into that. But before we do, I would really like we would like to support your work. And how can we best do that for you?
So if you go to my website, I offer some free videos and some messages. I have been offline for a while. And can you hear me okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And so I'm just getting back online, but I'm going to start doing regular blog posts on some of these messages for free that people can check out. If you sign up for my newsletter, you can get some more information about some specials I'm offering and free messages and some, as I'm kind of rolling out this information. But I also right now also offer light language sessions. So these are one-on-one private sessions I do by phone or Skype. And, you can sign up for those and book those in advance, on my website under my services button. But I did want to offer for your listeners, I actually am really, really excited to connect with people and share some of this. And I'm offering a half price sale actually for anybody on this call. If you hear this message and go to my donate button on my website, instead of, money is energy anyway, but it's, 75 instead of 144. And, I usually always go overtime if, based on what the energy is happening on the call. But, for anyone listening on this call until 8/8, the Lionsgate, I would like to offer 1 hour, for 75. You can go to my donate button, which is shakaratosha.com/donate, or there's a link on my website, and just, do the 75 and I'll reach out to you and set up a time separately for a session. So these sessions are really interesting. Every single time, I've done hundreds and hundreds of these on and off. Every single time these energies come in, and basically what happens is the person's higher self and their guides are talking to mine, and I'm just giving messages back to them. So some of it is channeled activation light language, and they can ask me or my guides any questions about health, career, their spiritual walk, things that are going on in their life, relationships, and that kind of thing. And the messages are pretty succinct, and there's a vibrational transformation or transmission that happens that really, what I've noticed, all I can say is I know it's helping people because they shift immensely. Or shift their paradigm or their thinking, or something happens energetically in their codes. I'm shown that it actually activates their creative codes and they're remembering things about who they are and why they're here, what their mission is, and how to do things differently, how to heal their body. It just things kind of shift very, very quickly, even in a 1 or 2 hour call. So anyway, that's really what I want to promote right now for people that are listening through August 8th, because the Lionsgate is really important coming up. And also just keep on the lookout for some webinars I'm doing and that kind of thing. I'm also available if anybody's listening for ceremonies, conferences, workshops, that kind of thing, and interviews online. I love doing like this. So I'm really I'm just being shown to release the codes, get them out there, and I also on my website, if you're interested, I do what's called an energy frequency signature drawing, usually after a session, where it's almost like an energetic portrait of a person where I draw and then I write light codes and script symbols in there, and then I send it to them digitally with a message. So that's kind of cool. So, it's evolving. I'm actually working on some card decks now and, lots of different things. So however people want to connect with me, I think the sessions are good for now. I'm going to phase them out eventually. And then I'm going to start doing more energetic artwork in these books and videos. So
now's the time. Take advantage.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think I'm going to get very busy. I'm also feeling a lot of travel coming up too. So I'd love to move around. If anybody has conferences that they do, I'd love to connect that way. So yeah, so that's.
I see you with the suitcase.
I've been there. I'm itching to get on the road again.
Yeah.
I really am a gypsy,
Yeah.
I move around. So, well, thank you for that.
Sure.
And
so let's maybe talk about if we could go to the Sasquatch, and then there's also Nancy Hundrup has a question about, which is dear to my heart, a message from the Syrians, the lion beings again. Do you see something there?
Good.
And then I do want to get to your book, and I would love for you to read a couple passages from your upcoming book as well.
Well, I think instead of passages, what I'm guided to do is just talk about a couple of these topics and actually channel light language and then the topics and come through. So it's less literal.
Okay.
I think that, it's less about the writing. It's more about the essence of what these messages are so people can kind of feel them. So the Sasquatch, a lot of stuff I want to say about that. But okay, so I'll address the one conversation about the white Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. So these tribes that come to me, at least the ones I'm connecting with, are really, really diverse. I mean, there's probably, honestly, about 15 or 20 different groups, and they have names, they have vibrations, they have different jobs, they come from different places. I mean, it's really specific. The white Sasquatch is actually one of my main guides is this white. They're not albino, they're actually white. I actually saw her, she's a her, in Tucson, everybody says, oh, Sasquatch, they live in, the desert. Yeah, they live anywhere. They're always around. Walking on the top of this mountain, I energetically saw her and then physically saw her. And then a friend of mine who I was with went back later with another friend who saw this Sasquatch in physical form at the same place. So, but they can pop in and out. They can come over here. They kind of travel around. But the message I got with these white beings. So as you can see in the world, a lot of white animals are starting to come out, to manifest. It's the same with these Sasquatch. These are showing these shifting vibrations. So just like what they show me in a lot of animals, all these white animals come like white, giraffes, and I mean, just in every flavor. What they're doing, they're kind of representatives of that tribe of animal or being. And what they're saying is just like certain, how can I explain this? Certain animals are becoming extinct. Yeah, it's these things that humans are doing to their species. At the same time, they're shifting into a higher vibrational dimension that when we get up there, they're going to be there. Because there are, all these dimensions are here. The white ones are sort of like signifiers for these shifting energies. It's almost like, when you get older, you go gray. I'm going gray, It's a shifting of their vibrational field that actually manifests in the physical form. So there are white Sasquatches, white squirrels, white, in every animal kingdom, for example. And it really is, they're sort of a precursor to this higher vibrational aspect of that tribe or that animal kingdom or that being. So in a nutshell, that's what I want to say about that. They're very special, and they're connecting with lots of different people. So, the recent, what was it, Smallfoot, the animation, there's very interesting truths in children's animations coming out. A lot of times they're coded with darker energies, and at the same time there's incredibly deep messages coming through. At the end, it's about meeting the humans with the Sasquatch and, coming together and showing themselves, basically. And, I don't know, I got off on this tangent, but I love children's animations because they keep me in my innocence, they keep me in my visual, pictographic play energy level. So,
And your heart wide open.
And your heart, yeah. And you got it. We all got to do that. So what I thought was, because people are really burned to hear some stuff about Sasquatch. As soon as this book comes out, I think it'll be helpful for people. But really want to quickly, okay. Here's a message that they have kind of coded in language that I want to say, and then I just want to talk for maybe 5 minutes about them. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Sasquatch Conference, because it's so important. And that's how we got connected, and what Kiwani and Kelly are doing. I just really want to celebrate that. But so here's what's kind of coming through. Excuse me, I'm going to clear my throat. Okay. This was one of the messages that they actually wrote down for me in language, which usually doesn't happen. They say, Unchu takara, mintaka, ulu takani, unti kara, sodami, mintaka. So basically that's just connecting to their heart, connecting to their presence. But I see them in many different ways, and what they're doing, what we learned, I went to the first 3 Sasquatch conferences. I'm unfortunately not able to go to this one. It's going to be a bummer, because I really want to hang out with you and everybody else. It's really it's a family reunion, I mean, we're all connected. When I go to the Serpent Mound, there's the Serpentine family, and then I go to, Star Knowledge conferences, and there's the Star People family, and then the Sasquatch family, whatever, if you resonate with fairies, there's the fairy tribe, and, we're all coming back together, and we're finding ourselves. But what's really interesting is we all had experiences of Sasquatch connecting with us directly. And one of the things that's really profound about this conference is each of us have had a feeling that, and this is what Kiwani Lapasaritis talks about time, is that they're looking for ambassadors. They're looking for humans to become vehicles or connectors with them, where they download messages that can help the people. It's about humanity. They're actually really, really high vibrational beings. So, a couple friends of mine have participated in this book about their own experiences and the messages that came through. So, there's more to come, but it's really important. If anybody has a chance to attend that conference, I guess I want to address the conference now, is really try to go, or try to see some of the videos, or try to connect. I don't know if they're doing live streaming. I don't think so.
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, but the speakers many of them are friends of mine, and I've done some work with them or collaborate with them sometimes. Each one of these people are phenomenal people, and they have wonderful, heartfelt messages of, connecting with the psychic and the spiritual aspects of these beings of light, and what's interesting is we experience and exchange stories. We find we've had many similar experiences, how they appear to us, messages that they come through, who they are, what they're doing. Very quickly, I wanted to mention that they're ancient beings. So we call them Big Brother. I call them also Big Brother, Big Sister. And they have come here. They're ancient beings of light that share very similar DNA to us, but they were here before us. They just have a little bit more star coding or something. And they have a relationship with Earth. At least this is what they're showing me. Mm-hmm. They cultivate innocence, truth, and purity. They're great healers and shaman. They're very, very just fantastical. I love them. They're big, fluffy love balls. I just love them. They're kind. They're gentle. At least this is how they come to me. Mm-hmm. They can shapeshift dimensions because they have been trained to be able to come down, work with the Earth. They're actually working with Mother Earth to recalibrate the energies of the Earth. So they come here and work with the ley lines and the natural elements of Earth. They go up and down to ships and kind of sync the star energies with the Earth in different ways. They're stabilizers of human energy. So they're actually working with many humans. This is why a lot of people don't see these beings, because they know how to blend messages in your mind, so kind of cover up an experience that you've had with them. But many, they're working with many people now, and they're helping humans shift into these higher dimensions. I'll just read a couple things. This is what's weird, because I have all this writing in front of me that I want to share. They're just picking off bits and pieces of things I'm supposed to share. So they're runners with off-planet energy, so they go up and down between these dimensions. They're a bridge between the elementals, animals, Mother Earth, humans, and the star nations, and the trees and stones. So they actually work with all these beings. They said, we're manifesting and demanifesting to you humans as your heart opens more. Through these light codes. They're actually coming through our body and connecting with us this way. What can I say? They work with a lot of people that have had Sasquatch experiences. Will see, for example, glyphs on the ground, right. Patterns of stones or rocks or twigs or something. They're actually writing code. They're writing star code. That recalibrates the earth in the same way that crop circles do. So they're really related there. They say, for example, I'm just going to freestyle this because I can't look at words right now. It's just not comprehending. English is really weird. Right. Okay. So, a couple things. They say, we're getting back, they're helping us recalibrate more to their energies. So they have one hemisphere. They don't have two hemispheres in their brain. And this way they can kind of understand multidimensionally. What's actually happening for us is we're rejoining the hemispheres in our brain. So they're showing me how this is happening, why this is happening, and that kind of thing, so that we can vibrate at these higher dimensions. So they're here to heal Mother Earth and restore her to her original blueprint. One of the ways that they do that is they work with the electromagnetic energy in the earth, the blue ethers of the earth, okay? So, in the same way that the Arcturians, work with this blue etheric energy in kind of starways or different dimensions. They say that, the language that they speak, if you go online and you can hear actual, Sasquatch speak, they speak to me that way and other ways. They don't have a normal voice box like us. They actually push sound out. So the message that, I'm going to say it in star language and then I'll explain it. The sound that comes from, their voice may sound like screaming or yelling or high pitches or fear. It triggers a sense of fear in people because of what we know those sounds to be in human form or animal form, like when somebody's in pain. They said it's not like that at all. This is just the vibration that they make. They actually are trying to say hello, so, those people that want to connect with them, they said, don't worry about that. They're not going to hurt you. They won't, they're here to connect with us. The same with the star people. They look a little different, but when you don't worry about, if you have no fear in your body or no judgment about them, like we would have judgment about another person, when you release judgment, there's a connection that can be made, just like people, right? Mm-hmm. When you open your heart, you'll find something similar between people. So, they said, okay, I'll just couple notes from them. They said, call them by their vibrational name. So, whatever it is, just like we have different names, you can be a sister, a teacher, a friend, a daughter, whatever. They find their name. Just like, it's like how they're showing me how to connect with them is the same way that we need to connect with each other at a heartfelt level. Speak to other people's listening. What do they need? Where, if they're soft-spoken, speak softer to them. If they're more energetic, tune your vibration into the other and they will open up to you. They'll open up their heart. They said, there's no secret formula to communicating with them. The best way is to come from your heart. You can call them in This is okay. All right. They're like,
this is the good. This part I've been waiting for. This part.
They saw it. Sing their song. Okay. There's everybody on this call, because of the law of attraction, law of vibration, is also connected to Sasquatch. We've been Sasquatch. I think genetically, some of us may be carrying. I've been told I carry the genes of some Sasquatch energies in my lineage. So they say, sing a calling song. I mean, you could sing whatever you want. La, 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 nursery rhymes. It doesn't really matter. It has to come from your heart. But any one of these beings, you can kind of call them in. I've learned how to do this. But here's the thing, just like connecting with people, they say that, have a purpose of why you're doing this. It's not just something to heal or fix or understand on your own. They want to work with people who are going to make a difference in the world. So just like what I'm being shown, it's not about me. So I've told you a lot about me because I want you to understand what these energies are that I'm working with, but none of this has to do with me. It's about you and how I can help you. So when you're in service to another, these guides will come in. All these guides are related. All these guides can work with anybody and heal you. They can raise your vibrational level. They can help you see differently. They can help you feel love in your heart. But you've got to meet them and match them. But you get healed when you have an intention to help other people. When you're in service, when you're in your heart, when you just want to do some good for somebody else, you get the money you need, you get the energy you need, you get the answers you need, you get upgraded immediately. So they say, call these songs out. It's so funny. English is really hard for me right now. So I'm just gonna.
It's primitive, isn't it? And slow.
It is the most limiting language of 26 characters. It's actually coded to keep us in place.
Yeah.
The weekend, WEAK, weekend. Every time we're working for the weekend, what are we doing?
Right.
So yeah, language is all relative, but these star languages, of which is Sasquatch, carries a vibration. So this song, okay. I'll sing a calling song that I learned. It's I think it's a Ojibwe, and it's one. People sing this differently, different phrases, but it's an honoring song. So I like to honor these guides. Okay, basically it translates to Shia Tonka is Lakota, which means big foot, or the one with the big foot. Come to the people so you can show us how to stand strong. It's basically what the essence of the song is. So I'll just sing one verse. Usually I do these in 3 kind of rounds, but they want me to sing the song because they want to connect this way, okay? So I think you'll feel the same. Okay. Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah. Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah. Miigwech kichisabe, Yahweh, 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 Yah. Ikina kanku anishnabe, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah. Chisa kikakue, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah. Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah. Shia Tanka Wopila, Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yah.
I love it. I love it.
So that's what they call in Lakota. They call calling songs.
I love it.
I honored them, but I called them in so that they could give whatever messages they need to go. So just
I used to, that's how I would call the dolphins in when I lived in Hawaii. and I would sing just a real simple children's song, and it was just a simple song, and it would just bring them all in because they liked the innocence, like you were talking about, the cheerfulness of that song, the sincerity of the song.
They're fun people. They dance. They're joyful. Here's a message. They just want to tell me. They want me to tell you a little bit about them. They're like, say this.
Okay.
They're joyful. Those who follow simple, innocent heart ways. They said that let go of what no longer serves them in these 3D realms. Let's see. They said the spirit comes to one with an open heart. It's all about heart, over and over and over again. They show themselves at the moment to those who resonate the same vibration. They're really drilling this in. Kindness, love, humility, beauty, passion, and simplicity. But with those of us who have a heartfelt connection with them, who want to really get to know them. So not just like, who are they? Really start working with them in a partnership. They want to partner with us. Let's see. It's so weird because I never read notes like this. They want me to tell a couple things. They tell me they move interdimensionally, by this spiral. Why are you telling me this? Okay, they show me how to materialize and dematerialize through these portals of energy. So, it's basically inside, there's a visualization that people can do to raise their vibration and start seeing things differently. Okay. All right. So they're saying when you induce anything, this is really important. When you eat certain foods and drink water, always have a vibrational prayer of gratitude. It's about manifesting energy. So, and they're really adamant about this. Eat foods, and this is also what I learned from my brother Chief. Eat foods within 4 days of when they're picked has the highest vibration. It's about sustaining your energy level. The foods will talk to you. The purer the foods are, ideally organic, but doesn't really have to be. I'm being shown. It's just me. You can, everything carries an essence of high vibration in it. But they're telling me it's really important. These are the messages for people. Open your heart. Eat foods with prayer, and you will connect to the elemental nations so they can start talking to you. When you drink water, drink every ounce of that water carries knowledge, information, vibration. So when you induce it, when you drink it with gratitude, even a sip, you open up your consciousness. All these tools are around us right now, okay? They're being shown how to recalibrate your body. Just put your hand on your body. Our hands are healing. There's energy that's coming from our hands. They and the Arcturians, they're both like vying for attention right now. So Arcturians say the same kind of things because they work together, and Arcturians are in the sky, they're on the land. And they also work with the whales, toning. So these Sasquatch tone sounds that we can't hear, that it's above and below our frequencies, just like the whales. We will start to hear their sounds, just like a high-pitched dog whistle. They move energy with sound. So they said what they're really trying to show me to say right now is everything is light, sound, and vibration. Everything can be shifted, including our consciousness, including memories, including time, including wherever you're stuck. It's really important to get out in nature, touch a tree, feel the sap of a tree. If don't cut it, but if you see it, put it on your wrist, and you will connect with them. They will download the information of the tree into your body. So you're uploading, downloading all the time. Let's see what else. Couple of things quick. They work a lot with the elementals, the little people. So, let's see. Gosh, it's just so much information.
There is. I do have a quick question from Barbara Matthews, and a few other people want this question as well. How do you get their name in their language?
Okay, good. So this is the same because they're star people. Thank you for shifting that. I've got many people that want to speak through at once. So,
right.
Okay. So, same with the star people. Here's what they want me to explain. I'm going to say it in star language, actually, in Arcturian, and then, I'll show you how a kind of a technique that they're showing me. Okay. Sukuto lakine ni shuka ni sekito to ashine ma soko to ashine duhin wala kaine sona o suka to ashine ni no soko to ashine duisiki no shanko tese ni onola kaine shanti. So one of the things I learned from a couple different guides and also some elders is each of us walks with 7 aspects of ourselves. Okay. So these are related to dimensions, up and down, past and future, and that kind of thing. These are guides for you. There's like a grandmother, grandfather, holy mother, holy father, great mystery, great spirit, and you. So you're connected to the earth realms, the star realms, the creator, etc. So when you really go inside and retune yourself, you raise your vibration and start talking to your guides. This is one of the ways you can create a bridge to these guides, because they're all related. So if you want to talk to, the elementals, sink into that guide of yours that works in that realm. Okay. So you actually have to ask yourself, talk to these aspects of you and say, who are you? How am I related to you? How can we work together? Or you can call them in. You could say, well, I'm having a problem with my body system. Can you show me how to work with the elements in my body? And they will start showing you pictures. It's like, I think of it like a consulting team. Like they're standing around us waiting to help us, but they won't because of free will. There's a law of free will on this planet. They're not going to come in and just do something to us. Also, we've got to make the effort. But when you raise your vibration, you can start talking to your guides and the Sasquatch and the star people and ask them. You need to ask them their name because it's related to you.
I like that. And you're not the only one that can do this light language. By part of your work, if I get it right, is that by you doing it, opens up the door for them to have that ability to sing it. Like when they're out in the woods and they can let go and just try it. You had to try it the first time. Anytime you do something new, it's not comfortable, right? But you start working and it starts like, the first time you ride a bike, it's really difficult, but after a while, it's a piece of cake. And it just takes practice.
I was completely embarrassed. My friend actually said, I think you channel, come over and do it. And I was like, and I was drawing these things. And then what happened to me, I just decided I could. I decided I could. I believed I could. I believed it, and then I saw it. It just started coming out in me. Yeah. We all speak light language. We're star people.
Does. Yes.
We're star beings. We are star beings, people. In a physical body. You know how to do this. When you're babies, you go goo goo gaga. Right?
And anyone can sing a simple song.
Yeah. Luto saka tumaso. The way you free up, it's about getting out of your ego. Right. You have to not worry. I mean, you can practice in your shower. You can go out on the land, but it can start.
In your car is a good place. In your car is a good place.
In a car, yeah. Do it by yourself and then do it in nature and then do it in front of a friend. It's like public speaking. People hate it. I hated it. Right. And as soon as I got used to it, it's like, it's another thing. And then it evolves over time. So if people are looking for their own language, you can do it. Just start babbling. Just start talking. We think it's silly. We think it's incorrect. Doesn't sound like something we know. We're trying to put mental meaning to it. Mm-hmm. And if you just start, when I started singing this light language, I was incredibly embarrassed. Then I realized, doesn't matter. It's how it's going to come out. There are going to be people that, love it, hate it, whatever, whatever.
Yeah. I do have a question from someone who really would like to hear from the Lyrians and the Lion Beings.
Ah, okay.
And I wouldn't be one of those, okay?
Of course you would not be. Pasha. I call them the Peshat. So a lot of people think that they're, what I'm shown real quickly, there's a white, Lyran lioness actually that is working with me. That's probably connected to a lot of people. They are, what they are showing me is that, basically all the animals that are walking the planet now come from their own planet. There's a planet of turtles. There's a planet of fish. There's a planet of dolphins, as you know.
Right.
The Dogon talk about it often. There's a planet of whales. There's a planet, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's star people that move from planet to planet, Arcturians, then Pleiadians. We've all come from Lyra. All beings, all sentient beings, as I understand, come through Lyra. It's a portal. These are ancient beings. The lions, the dragons, the Elohim, all ancient beings. And Sasquatch. And we kind of planet jump. So, come through Lyra, many of these lion, I call them the Peshats, are also, or as I understand it, relocated on Sirius. B and C. There were two other kind of stars or planets or moons, whatever you want to call them. And also the dolphins, come from Sirius. So, but this time right now is really, when they talk about the Lion's Gate, it's an energetic time that we're in right now as we're talking. What is it? August 2nd, between basically for the last week up until 8/8. It's a portal. 8/8 is an infinity portal. It's a time code. These numbers are really important. That is opening to everything. And this particular one is really opening the gateways to our higher frequencies. There's going to be energies coming in that are really, really dynamic from the sun. I mean, the sun is pulsing.
Yep.
The earth is vibrating. So there's a huge shift that's happening right now through the 8th and forward. So, their message is I call them guardians, just like the dragon guardians. These are ancient beings that are coming back in the physical. They've always been here. They protect. They're protectors. So a lot of people think, just like Kali, Sekhmet was she would put darker spins of energy on things. No, she moved wherever she needed to move energy. So sometimes she was very strict, like a parent, and sometimes she was very gentle. And these beings, are, when they're coming in here, they're helping recalibrate earth, vibrations, elements, and all that stuff. It's all related. So, so I'll channel a message from this being, and then I'll just kind of, explain exactly what that, whatever I'm being shown. Okay.
Okay.
It's really about, and they work with.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We just want to take a brief moment to pause to thank you and bless your heart.
Thank you. Yeah. This is a new way of me doing an interview too, because it's the book is, no more words. I'm not doing words right now. I'm just channeling. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Pashata usane sike kwama. Sakino shimo na so tu sakano samudaya saki. Muma mosoka sisi kushu suka mumma. Zigmo ji ne mo suka ni siki do shama. Na so ko do o kano shuma siki ni. Moi, c'est qui c'est Mexico. Nous sommes des cinémas, c'est pour chez Suka. Sugona, c'est qui n'est toujours pas, c'est tout c'est nasa. C'est là où sous, à cimetière, Suka, c'est petit ici qu'on oula. C'est qui n'est ou chat. Sikita Usuma Sukita Dashine. Oh, that was
plain.
Okay, so the picture they're showing me is really simple. They're telling me what they're seeing humanity is doing now. It's almost like Aslan. I keep thinking of Aslan and Narnia, the kind, gentle guardian. They're seeing our beings glowing from the inside out. And they say it's all in the eyes. They say, it's interesting, adjust your sight and you will see everything. They see us as we see them. It's the same vibration for all these guides. Right. When we love ourselves, when humans can walk the land again as equals. Wow, this makes me want to cry. Mm-hmm. When they walk with their feet and body on the land in Mother Earth and honor her and honor the animals, honor the plants, honor all these nations and the waters as one, when they feel that they are a part of it truly, because we are in our bodies, we're made of the same elements, and not see difference anymore, they will reveal themselves. Mm-hmm. We have to make this shift. But they said the love in our heart always exists just like theirs. They are waiting for us to make this shift. It has to be a energetic consciousness shift. They said there's so much they want to show us. They are galactic beings of service. There's so much that humans, as we raise our vibration, are going to enter. So what we're talking about is this new earth. Right. They're showing me right now, as many Arcturians of very different star guides have, the same pattern. We're already in it. We're in the 13th dimension. We're in the new earth. Our bodies and our consciousness as a collective have to catch up. So it's like we've already gone there, now we're just moving into it. That's why we're still having this 3D experience. They're saying that we can manifest Eden in a moment around us when we understand that everything is vibrating from us. So this concept of radiating love and light from you as opposed to things happening to you. The world is not outside of us. It's like a paradigm shift they want me to share. We're radiating vibration. We're creating everything. So this is the biggest message I want to leave with people on this call that hear this call. Everything you do, you are creating. If you feel stuck, get unstuck. Because you created that, somehow you can create something different. You can let go of it. The way that we do it, they have the same hearts because they're in the same kind of animal family as the Sasquatch and they say, lose judgment of yourself. You've done nothing wrong. It's just an experience. This is really the key message, and truly all the guides that I'm working with. Let judgment go of another person, of the past, of yourself, of family, of anybody that you feel that hurt you. Just let it go. And you raise your vibration. You open your heart. They said, start seeing, start feeling the heart of someone else.
So forgiveness, gratitude.
Yeah, forgive yourself for what you didn't know. You made a mistake, whatever that may be. It's all learning. We came to this is what they want to say. This is a key message for all of them. We came to this planet to have a physical experience, but we also came to learn to manage emotions, not only our own, but to understand that emotions are related to our chakra systems. Emotions, we're moving into these higher senses that we've already had all of this in us, always. We know how to telepath. We know how to fly. We know how to move energy with our hands. We know how to do this. We've just been talked out of it. And now is the time that we are going into a true renaissance stage where we are the star beings who are manifesting these things at these vibrational levels in the physical. So you want to manifest a different lifestyle. Don't just visualize it in your mind. Live it inside as if it's already happening. You raise your vibration and you attract that vibration, similar vibration, and you will attract that energy of that lifestyle, of that partner. You want a good partner? Become that partner. Be that partner inside. I mean, it sounds like pop psychology, but it's really true. When you see yourself and act as if you already that high vibrational person, you'll start behaving like that. Then the universe will say, oh, they're like that. We're going to give them more of that. And you'll start attracting those kind of energies, you know? So that kind of thing. And then what will happen is, basically, in a nutshell, our light bodies are expanding. Our chakras are all coming online. We've all known how to do this. Each one of us knows how to do this. You don't need gurus or teachers or information. You need to inform yourself. You need to ground in. You need to feel good about yourself. Have fun. Make things. The easiest way to raise your vibration is do something creative. That's why art was so important to me. Make music, dance, sing. Do these light languages. Don't worry about how you're going to express it. Don't worry about what it means. You will know the meaning once you put it out there. It will start to make sense. It's almost like you just have to step over that boundary.
Right. So, get out of the mind, drop into the heart.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's pretty much it. So in a nutshell, that's sort of the messages that I'm teaching over and over from sharing.
We have about 5 minutes left. So thank you so much for being here and expressing your love for humanity.
Thank you.
And through all of these amazing guardians and ancient ones and your lineage that come forth to create these beautiful messages and transmissions and activations for all those that show up.
Well, they really are activations, and I can only speak from my own experience. When it comes through me, I feel it. Mm-hmm. And I see the reaction in other people when I do it. And I always call in the highest good, and there's shadow energies in the world, but I really want to put this out there. People don't need to think about that and worry about that anymore. When you're not in tune with those vibrations, they're not around you.
Yeah,
and it's really, transmute it.
Yeah, give it a suck it sandwich.
Suck it sandwich, that's good. So, I know I kind of meandered and rambled a little bit, but because there's so much. But, I wanted to touch on a lot of different points. I would like to say one more message in star language.
Beautiful.
And sing a little bit of that. Yes. And then just say also, I really want to connect with people. I'm getting this message out. If people do want to have a light language session with me, like I mentioned, just go to my donate button and put in 75 and I'll do an hour or whatever you feel. Whatever you feel like today. Because I need a little flow, because this is actually how I'm supporting myself right now. Right. But if it's meaningful and valuable to you, feel it out.
Yeah.
But
hook a sister up. You'll get back so much more than you ever give. I know that to be true.
This is really true. And when I give this way, I receive so much. Because it really is coming through me, and I'm benefiting while I'm doing it. It just makes me happy to make other people happy. But I'm not really doing anything. It's just inspiring them basically to find their light, find their joy, find their song. So that's what I want to bring through in this message.
Okay, we're going to end the show with your singing. We have 2 minutes.
Okay. And I really honor you, Barbara, and everybody who's listening. Know that you are fine. Know that this is the perfect time for you to be alive. You will get the understandings as you open up more. Things will start making sense in ways you can't even imagine. Part of it is from these activations of these codes. And trust yourself and love yourself, because it's important that you're here. You have a mission and a purpose, and you got to figure that out. And people need to hear it. People need to hear what you have to say, and it'll just come. It'll come in any form. You can dance it, cook it, sing it, love it, light language it, whatever, but But personal expression is very important, and be gentle and kind with yourself, and know that this ascension is really strong in your body. Take some time for yourself. Breathe, sleep if you need to. Your body is super recalibrating very fast, but everything is fine. We're all being helped, and we're helping each other. So it's all good.
All right.
On that note, I just want to leave you with a vibrational language of love. Okay,
yay!
Okay? Love.
Bring it, sister. Bring it home. Bring us home.
Sukula kaino shambote sekino shinte. Nima oso kadani wala kaino shambote sekito to shine. No, na sama to shinge wala kaine do shingi iso ko to shinge bu saka no shambote sekino shin. Simono la kaine. Nisa. Non sama mo saka no shinde de la kaino shambote sekino. I ano so o supa to singi I ni so katato shimenu saka. Ni saka to mo saka no shante. Ni akta no shumo to sinking to do shinya o loko to shinya bosa. Ni sekona ina sako te no la kaino shambote sekino shinte. Sonda ma sakono la kino shamanto sineya. Onsomano kono shinawa sanwa singeti. Onsomano wa kaino wa shamano wa singene wa sangoti. Uno la kaino wa shinesu. Ano sakuni asu Unsuma duala kino shanehi Unsimana wa kaino wa shamadua siniki Unsuku namatu si Unsukuna Shimila kaitetu
Listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Thank you, Shakara. We'll see you.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. Any commercial advertising you may hear in this program is of the sole discretion and benefit of the host of whose program you are listening to. Revolution Radio does not endorse any commercial products, nor does it accept monetary compensation for on-air advertising of commercial products, nor will it ever. We are and shall remain 100% listener supported. Any product advertising on this program are considered used at higher risk, and Revolution Radio shall not be held liable for any claims or damages received from any product advertised within this program. Revolution Radio, where information never sleeps.
Thanks for tuning in to Revolution Radio. Here at Revolution Radio, we are listener-sponsored and commercial-free. But there still are bills to pay. In order to raise some needed funds to cover the cost, our station is offering a silver special. In the continental United States for a $60 donation, or in Alaska, Hawaii, or Canada for a $70 donation, we will send you an uncirculated 2018 1-ounce pure silver Eagle. The $70 donation, the extra 10 is to cover shipping, by the way, outside of the continental United States. When making the donation, you must put Silver Eagle promo in the notes on the donation. And thank you for tuning in to Revolution Radio at revolution.radio and freedomslips.com. Without you, there is no us. Revolution Radio, where information never sleeps.
Take a look around, kid. What do you see? Homes being foreclosed. People working 2-3 jobs just to put food on the table and still drowning in debt. Don't get me wrong. This country is founded on great ideals and principles. They've all been ruined by the banks. Open your eyes to the banks that are robbing you. You know who my favorite president was? Who? Thomas Jefferson. Because he saw all of this coming and tried to stop it. He fought the banks. JFK too, and they killed him for it. But the banking institution is more dangerous than an army, he said. He also said that every generation needs a revolution, Jimmy. The American dream is just that. Just a dream. War is a continuation of politics, only by other means. Politics is a continuation of economics by other means. This is our bank. This is our...